does 90 to the active and 90 to the bench.
I'm so sick of this spread crap.
Boop, boop. Welcome back to another video of the Fire Draw engine. This time around ends Darm. So you're looking at triple snipe and all kinds of shenanigans. If you see into the game, we're going to test into Hop's Colorless, the strongest deck in the format, so a great way to show off the power of the deck, and also something that suffers from the snipe, because when that Squavit goes down, the deck doesn't function quite the same. We see an okay start from me. I have Slugma and Salazzle and Vulpix down. The turn 1 energy to Salazzle is great when you're forced to go first, because then you can get the Ninetails off turn 2 in a perfect world. This game isn't a perfect world, but the thing I like about GLC versus Standard is often you're trying to play around weird starts and mitigate bad prizing, things like that. So this is kind of one of those games. Colorless, in this sense, also has a little bit of a slower start. They do get out the Fan Rotom and the Rangaroo, but if I remember correctly from playing this game with her, she actually whiffs the Stadium, so that lets the Slugma survive for a chance. But she sequences everything correct. She has the town map, she has the Fan Rotom, just kind of misses. So we get a little bit more set up. We get the Chi-Yu down, so we have a revenge attack, because I'm thinking the Slugma's going to go down soon. We get En's Darumaka down, so that way we can make sure that that's powered up in the future. One of the downsides of playing a evolution. So she's drawing, she's trying to thin out, has to attach, and even puts down the Luxurious Cape, which at first I think, that's a misplay, but it actually ends up coming up, you'll see, in a really funny way. She does the Versus Seeker for an Arven to be able to play that again. Gets the Bibarel. Does everything right. It's going to draw up to 5. Does she find the Stadium? And no, she does not. So I also Versus Seeker for my Marnie. So notably, both Versus Seekers are down. I'm able to get the Fire Draw engine up, the Salazzle drawing into the Macargo to set things up. Try to make sure I can get my Charmander down so I can get Charizard online, which really makes the deck come online. I like the Floatstone there because that protects the Macargo. And then we're able to use Firebringer to power up some things. Huge Parallel just bodies fire, so I lose the Salazzle engine. I'll probably never get that back online. And then she's going to Guzma the Charmander, that goes down. So what a turn. So coming back from a slow start to say, I'm going to take the first prize, body or support. I'm going to have to recover that. I try to get a Silent Lab down, because Silent Lab kills the bench barrier, which I need for my snipe deck, but also it turns down Squavit and a Rangaroo, so that's huge. And then here's where Chi-Yu is so good. That's going to be my revenge attacker, and I make sure to recover that Charmander. I need the Charizard down, and of course with Macargo, the rare candy Charizard play is just more likely. So she's going to be going through her resources here and looking probably for that Hop Snorlax. So this is where En's Darumaka should be coming into play, because, or En's Darmanitan, because that Snorlax had to do 80 to itself. So you're using Colorless's advantage as its disadvantage. Yes, you can power it up in one turn thanks to the Guzman Hollow, which we saw there, but now that 90 to the active and 90 to the bench is going to let me come ahead in the prize trade and take 2 prizes. I'm setting up some other things, making sure I'm getting Gouging Fire here set up as a backup attacker, but really you're going to see that 90-90, and also taking down the Squavit is huge, because a Rangaroo and Bibarel, I mean Bibarel is good, but a Rangaroo is kind of mid without Squavit. And, you know, if they really want to use recovery on that, I can just snipe that down again. So looking through and is gusting up the Gouging Fire. This is because with the Magma Basin I had to use to power it up. The normal HP of 130 goes down to 120. So typically that would have Kangaskhan get knocked out, or Kangaskhan would knock it out. But with the double turbo energy, it's actually still short from 10. I do Fiery Torch, discard a fire to draw 2. I'm setting up a Heatmor so that way I can have that powered up. The one difference with Heatmor versus the Darmanitan is that it does not discard the energies. I considered going into it there, but I actually just wanted to clear the Kangaskhan. So now she's kind of considering her options, looking to get another attacker. So it looks like she's powering up the Snorlax here. Has to put down that U-turn just because she's trying to draw up with the Bibarel, and this really shows what happens when you snipe down that Squavit engine. Has the Hop's Stadium down, but not really going to matter too much, I think, for the rest of this. And then boom, a Rangaroo is actually a good attacker against Charizard decks because of the double energy, and a Rangaroo's attack being based on energy, it actually comes up. So that's pretty funny. And with the Luxurious Cape, 220 is actually pretty tough. So I'm going for the Heatmor and kind of the Gust Stall play. It doesn't work. She has the Mal and Lana. So Here, I think my Guzma was a misplay, especially because I'm down the Versus Seeker. She field blowers away my Float Stone, and now things are actually looking a little bit rough. The Oranguru gets that prize, and now I'm down to one prize, but I have to get through 220 with no Gust left. So I'm looking for a kind of a checkmate scenario, but here is where I do not use the snipe. I use the first attack, which does 30 for every energy, and that's because if she was to Gust my Charizard, that would have been a checkmate, but I have the checkmate with the Fire Crystal doing 170 for 7 prizes for GLC. So it was kind of a roundabout way to win. I think I misplayed a little bit, but it really shows what happens when you punish the Squavit and the Draw Engine. So, shout out to Darkside. If you're interested in this game and other pre-made decks, please check them out. Use code ZMAN15 for 15% off of your Pokemon singles. And here's the deck list. I think maybe a Field Blower would go in. I'm still not sure about Rhyme, but overall I'm happy with the list and eager to see what your thoughts on trying this card out.